And Nigel, to let everyone know, we're going to be looking at areas of commitment, anxiety, and a little dabble of improving one's self-esteem in the whole dating arena. So our previous interview, people found that informative. What is commitment anxiety? What does that look like?
Well, the thing with commitment anxiety, or some people can call it commitment phobia, and it's a topic very near to my heart because I have suffered with it. And give you a brief background. I was briefly married, which was a mistake, obviously. And after I left, my wife said she was pregnant with my child. To cut a long story short, it turned out the child was not my child. So,
that's a lot.
After that,
wow, yes, that's a lot there.
Yeah. So, so I was very commitment phobic, basically, because it was quite traumatic. Because it didn't just affect me. Obviously, it affected my wider family. My mother thought she was a grandmother again. My nephews and nieces thought they had a new cousin, etc., etc., etc. So, so after that, I would say probably 6 years or so. I was involved with women, but I would never fully commit.
Right.
And actually, when I think back on that experience, I would say my doctor, because my doctor actually took the blood samples. It's called single parent testing, so you don't need both parents to test. You can just have one parent.
Yes.
And the child. So my doctor said at the time, I should have counselling before I get the DNA results. But a man being a man, I just wanted the results. So, but thinking back, I should have had counselling, because I probably would have got over that whole situation a lot quicker.
Yes.
So someone can be commitment phobic or have commitment anxiety for various reasons. In my case, it was obviously the trauma and betrayal of discovering a child I thought was mine was not my child. So that was what happened to me.
Yes.
But but some people can have a fear of losing their independence. They may have had several not very good experiences in terms of relationships, so they may be reluctant to commit. Funny enough, actually, I was watching, there's a program on Channel 4 called Blue Therapy, where they got a counsellor and they interview couples and help them to overcome their relationship issues.
Right.
And it's funny because there was a couple on there called Tunde and Muri, and they were on this on and off relationship for 10 years, and every time they broke up, it seemed he went off and had another child with another woman, but she kept taking him back. So it's like a classic case of the lady, Marie, she wanted commitment. But obviously Tunde, every time they went off, they broke up, he went off with another woman. So he's on child number 4 now. Right. So I think he's got like four children for 3 different women. I think that's how it worked out. But so she's hanging on to this guy who clearly is not interested in commitment. Clearly.
Right, yeah, commitment. Commitment anxiety can be brought on by the trust. So what happened to you? And thanks for sharing, because I never expected that. So, thanks for sharing. Yeah, because we talk about this area on Black Men Talk. We talk about the fact that there is an increase, that's what we're hearing. There's an increase in men finding out that a child is not theirs, and the impact that has on a man and his mental well-being. And just to hear you, I didn't know you were going to say that. And just to hear you say that happened to you, and the fact that you would have benefited from having counselling before receiving the results. So would you say are you fully recovered from that, Nigel, would you say?
Yes. Oh, definitely. I mean, that was a while ago. I mean, I got the results back in, 1994.
Yeah.
But I'm over it now. Is that if I had received counselling, even after I got the results, if I'd have had counselling, I would have benefited from that. No, there's no doubt in my mind about that at all.
Yeah.
But then this goes back to the issue of, you know, men not necessarily feeling confident to, like, you know, share their experiences or share things that may be bothering them. And as we've discussed before, which is one of the reasons why the suicide rate for men is 2/3 plus higher than it is for women.
Yes.
Because guys tend to bottle things up.
Yeah. Men don't tend to talk about these things. The fact that I'm sitting with this, because the fact that you've shared this on air, what's happened to you, and the reason why I asked Nigel if you're over it, in the sense where some men have been hurt in the past decades ago, are still, not yourself, but there are men out there, and maybe what you might want to say to them, maybe, because there are men out there sometimes who really are holding on to things that happened to them in the past decades later, and the way in which they are with women decades later is based on what happened in the past. Do you come across people that are experiencing that? They still can't get over that hurt in the past and the forgiveness side of it?